This is quite a significant downgrade to your June forecast of a rise of 0.1% for the region. Tell us what's driving that growth forecast lower.
So basically, COVID-19 pandemic was more serious than we envisioned in April or March. So that's why we downgraded overall Asian and Pacific growth forecast. And now, as you mentioned, contraction by 0.7% this year. This will be region's very first contraction in 6 decades. But having said this, our baseline assumption is health risks will be basically contained within this year, 2020. Then we can set a forecast, strong rebound to 6.8% next year. However, 6.8 looks like a very high number, but this is because of a low baseline of this year. So if we take a trajectory of GDP pre-COVID-19 and after COVID-19, we don't see a V-shaped recovery back to pre-COVID-19 recovery, but rather recovery shape will be L-shaped or swoosh-shaped or Nike-shaped recovery.
All right, L-shaped, Nike-shaped, all the different shapes. So tell us a bit more about this recovery, because does it mean that we've reached kind of peak rebound and the fiscal measures that we've already seen are now that they're fading now, that perhaps things are going to stall a bit? Or can we see some momentum revive itself?
So admittedly, there are different stages across economy and countries within the region. Some countries still suffering like Southeast Asia, India, suffering from still increasing number of cases. But the PRC, the largest economic region, used to be suffering from a big outbreak, especially in Q1. But now PRC has been less than 100 new cases daily, and this allowed the Chinese economy to reopen. And after 6.8% contraction in Q1, now China grew by 3.2% in second quarter. So I think, again, there are some different heterogeneities across economies and countries, but some countries successfully contained to some degree, allowing our economy to be reopened. And now we see some recovery, especially countries and economy in East Asia. So I think that's behind this. The reason why we envision a strong recovery next year.
Why the strong recovery next year? Because when you take a look at OPEC's projection in terms of oil demand in Asia, it's cut that production for 2021, anticipating the negative impact from the pandemic to be sustained pretty much through at least the first half of next year.
So you're talking about the oil prices. Actually, inflation will be rather moderate this year and next year. This can be attributed to demand decline as well as oil price stabilization. So under this moderate inflation and also pre-COVID-19 situation, Asian countries actually undertook prudent position in managing their public finances. So that gave a large fiscal space to respond during COVID-19. So we actually have been making COVID-19, ADB's COVID-19 policy database to track different fiscal policies and monetary policies. Latest data shows our developing member countries have a very large stimulus package, which is amounted to $3.5 trillion US in total, or 15% of GDP in total. So, and allocated half and half into fiscal policy to support the income and revenue of a household and business, another half devoted into monetary and credit policies. So I think these large-scale fiscal stimulus really help to maintain economy and also some economy helping a rebound. So I think this is a situation, and with that, I think it's reasonable for us to set the baseline next year's recovery, but not this year.